And we're live. Cool. Seems like people are already here. That's what I wanted. Let's go. Make sure we leave a like and subscribe. Okay, so here's the plan. So we're gonna have it like show people like this side of the sign first, have an open discussion, and then like do a reveal and kind of see how that works first. That's kind of what we're gonna go with first, and then if that doesn't work, we'll just kind of hold the sign the whole time and see how that goes. It is not as busy as I thought it was. People don't go outside as much as they used to. Is it's kind of weird. Um, like I've been here since 8 o'clock, and yeah, no. When I first got here, there was no cars and no people. Like I felt like I was the only person here, and that was unsettling. I it was like it was a very weird circumstance. But anyway, I'm gonna be here all day, just to make the most out of my time and your guys' time, and not waste my mother's spending because my mother helped pay for this. So shout out to my mom. And yeah, no. Um, ooh. So yeah, we're gonna be here like all day or until my phone dies, and then once the phone dies, then we'll head out and go back home and see how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna be here for a while and try to get as much conversations as I can. Is the phone buffering? Is it me? It shouldn't be me. I have very good service out here. Um, I'm gonna do a sound check real quick. Make sure everybody hears me. Okay, good. Um, yeah. All right. Let's get started, I guess. It's funny how I just saw a couple missionaries come by. It's kind of funny how they looked at me and knew that I was going to talk to them. And they also, yes, yes, it is.
Hello, people of Instagram.
Do you guys want to have a conversation?
If you're not vegan, you're supporting needless animal exploitation.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I feel like I like meat. Sorry.
Okay. So, do you think the taste pleasure of meat justifies killing an innocent being? And
I think they were put on Earth for that reason.
okay, by who?
By God.
By God.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you think God thinks on their behalf when he says that, you're okay to slit their throat for
I
food?
think God thinks on our behalf. As children of God, he says, these are animals for you guys to eat.
Okay,
And there are moderations and there are rules and regulations.
sure.
And there are certain appetites that must be, I guess, marginalized and within limits.
Okay. Um, if this was the case, why would he give them the like ability to feel pain, the ability to feel emotions, distress when they lose their loved ones and stuff like that?
Oh, watch it.
Oh,
I think it's good.
yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, you might need like a sturdy.
Yeah,
I think if you put this,
yeah, that's what the plan was.
I think you need to put it on the front.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, because straighten it out a little bit. Looks good. Looks good.
Keep doing the Lord's work.
All right, let's finish the conversation over here.
Okay.
I don't know. You asked
Oh,
me.
I think you pressed something and it went out.
No, we're good. We're good. We just okay. So yeah, why would he give them the ability to feel pain, distress, and stuff like that if they were just here for us?
It's a good question. I think perhaps it would be difficult to make one set of animals to feel certain ways and one set of animals to feel absolutely no pain at all. So if you can have a dog, which isn't meant to be eaten, to feel emotions and pains and stuff like that, I think it would almost be just strange for a pig to not feel that way. I just feel like that's just the nature of animals, and it just is what it is. Sometimes it's
like
cruel.
That's why we feel pain as well, because we're also animals and stuff like that. So, it's interesting that you brought up dogs. So, like places in China, Taiwan.
I've eaten dogs, by the way.
Okay, you've eaten.
I've
dogs.
eaten not necessarily by choice. I
Okay.
lived in a third world country. I was fed these different types of. I wouldn't call it exotic, but different animals that you shouldn't probably eat.
Okay, so you mentioned that you shouldn't eat them. Why is that the case?
Dogs, I just think they're domesticated. I think in our culture, they're supposed to be a man's best friend. I think that's what a lot of a definition is. What a lot of people would say is that they are a man's best friend, stuff like that.
Okay, so they're just meant to be used in different ways.
I think so.
Okay.
I think the use of it is better than as a hunting. I don't know, a tool to hunt or to have companionship, opposed to a large cow.
And so you think this is also okay to breed these puppies into existence, take them away from their mother at the age of 8 weeks and stuff?
I don't have dogs, so I don't know. I guess I wouldn't say it's okay. It doesn't sound like a good idea to me. I don't have dogs, so I don't do that. I don't know if I call the person that does that a bad person. I would just say it's part of a system that's been built for many years.
So you wouldn't say that they're doing something wrong if they do purchase these puppies?
I would probably say it wouldn't be. I would almost say it's against nature to revoke the child from the mother in any circumstance. Right. I don't know if I call the person a bad person. Maybe what they are doing is wrong. I don't do it, so I don't know.
And so now let's go back to cows and pigs and stuff like that, because this is the same case, but it's actually the when it comes to cows that are bred for the dairy industry and stuff like that, the babies are ripped away instantly. The babies are taken away as soon as they're a baby, and if they're a male, they'll be killed for veal, and if they're a female, they'll be raised also to be a dairy cow and go through that process over and over again.
Yeah.
And have you ever heard of artificial insemination?
Artificial insemination?
Yes, I have.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah. Okay, so what artificial insemination is first they start with the bull, and they will jerk off the bull by hand, or they'll stick a metal rod with electrodes on it and electrocute the anus of a bull, make him ejaculate, and they'll get the semen out of him. And then they put it into a metal catheter, the semen into a metal catheter, and
insert it into the...
So before they insert the metal catheter into the vagina of the cow, what they do is they fist the cow in the anus, remove all the feces, and so you're just having a full human arm going into the anus of a cow.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's like anally raping a cow.
Yeah.
And then you stick a metal catheter into the vagina of the cow. Once you the farmer inserts their arm, pushes down on the anal wall, and that exposes the cervix and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they stick the metal catheter in and make sure it goes into the cervix, and so that's the most efficient way to reproduce cows. Do you think that is something that's okay to happen to cows, to give us milk and stuff like that?
I mean, it sounds like a justification to anything that I say to that, because I do consume dairy products and I think they were meant for us. But obviously, I don't think that is in its idea okay. I think there are probably better ways to do it. Maybe not as efficacious, but there probably are natural ways that
What would you say is natural? Because
we'll
like,
just let them do their thing in the big field.
Let them breed.
Yeah, let them breed naturally
on their own.
I mean, I have
Because before man, would you agree that animals, were pretty much breeding on their own?
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So I think in a natural sense, I think it seems more logical to me to let them breed naturally, and then for human consumption, I think that's very subjective for me,
Right.
because this is kind of strange how a cow, I consider myself a vegan even though I eat meat from a cow, because a cow eats grass. So from grass comes the meat, and so I think I'm eating grass, but just converted into meat. But
Okay.
but I know your point of view. I don't think the cruelty should be there.
Yeah.
I
So
think we need to maybe just look for different ways, to do that. But to eliminate the whole thing, I'd rather kill a cow and eat it than to kill a cow and sacrifice it and then just throw the carcass away.
Well,
Like
why-
they used to do in the Bible.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they used to kill these animals as sacrifice and then just get rid of the body. I don't
Yeah.
know what they would do with it, but that doesn't make any, like hunting for sport. I don't do that,
Okay.
and I wouldn't ever do that.
Sure.
Just for sport, no. But like the Native American Indians, where they just didn't live off the land, off of the grass, they hunted buffalo, and they used every bit of that buffalo. I don't know if you've read about the American Native Indians.
Yeah.
They used the bones, they used the hide, they used the bowels, all that stuff. They would use it for some consumable reason, and they were not wasteful.
Yeah. So here's where we get into the needless part. Do we need to do these things to animals today? Because like we agree that like veganism exists, right? And so therefore we can survive as vegans without actually consuming dairy, without consuming meat, without wearing leather,
Sure.
etc.
Yeah, that's true.
So
You've never worn leather ever in your life?
I have, but when I was
Now you've turned, like
Yeah.
you've changed.
since I've been an adult, I've
Yes.
been vegan. So, but yes, I have worn leather before I was an adult. And
Right,
stuff
right.
like that.
Are your parents vegan?
No, I'm the only.
Okay,
vegan.
so have you talked to them a little bit
Oh,
about that?
for years.
Yeah. Well, it's a noble cause. What's your name again?
Axel.
Axel. My name is Robert, and I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no worries.
It's a very noble cause. It's really neat that you're doing this, and maybe we just need to be more educated on this, the whole subject,
Yeah.
because I think it's a lack of education. We're ignorant,
Sure.
and all we want to do is just go and get a burger. I know that a vegan burger doesn't taste the same as a cow burger.
Well,
I
it's a-
know that for a fact. because
Yeah.
I've eaten soybean burgers,
Yeah.
and it's just soy burgers, and it's just not the same.
Yeah. So this is where we have to say like how much.
Yeah, your taste buds. How much does that have to interfere?
Yeah.
With the life of an animal. I get it, man.
Yeah.
It's a good cause. I'm not gonna say it's wrong. I think it's different, and I think maybe we need to be more aware.
Yeah.
But let me just tell something to your fans here.
Yeah.
Guys, he's doing a good job. And you know what? We need to maybe just sit down and learn more about this, because I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
But this stop made me start reflecting a little bit, and I'll be reading more about it.
Yeah. I would look into Dominion on YouTube.
Okay.
And then it will-
Dominion?
Yeah, Dominion.
Okay.
And then Challenge 22 if you ever do consider.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a website.
Yeah.
And what it is, it's a website to
Yeah.
help people go vegan, and it's
Yeah.
completely free. They send you like recipes and
Right.
stuff like
Oh,
that.
cool.
Yeah, and it's like
Now,
tailored to
you
your
you
budget
are
and
a God believer?
everything. No.
Okay, so you're atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a problem. I'm telling you, because that you're I wouldn't say non-biased, but you have a biased point of view, and we do too, because we grew up with the Bible. And the Bible, what he was saying is that God created these animals, and he says, and I'm going to make you a steward
Yeah.
over them. In
Yeah.
other words, you're in charge of them.
So I was born into the LDS
good,
church,
good.
and so like I was born in
Oh, good.
LDS.
Yeah.
I just
But you know
left.
what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
we have been brought up with, we're indoctrinated,
Yeah.
right? For the animals being used for man's
Yeah,
consumption
and
and
so
for his use.
here's the rhetoric that I like to choose when I do talk
Yeah.
to people that, because
Right.
like, you know, believe what you want as far as like
Sure.
who's in the
Deity
sky.
and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
So if God were to make like, because it's again to the need. If God wants us to be merciful, if God wants us
Sure.
to be righteous and stuff
Right,
like that,
right.
He would probably want us to do stuff that we need. Like if we're
Yes,
going to use
yeah.
animals, it probably should
Sure.
be something that we need to do, right? But if
Right.
we don't need to, then we probably shouldn't, because they do feel pain, because they do suffer, they do have emotions when we take their babies away.
Bye,
Like,
hermana.
I
Mexico?
Ajá.
Qué bien.
Sorry, we got distracted, but
No,
I'm listening.
Yeah, no. They do feel pain when you rip their babies away from them, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just physical pain; they feel emotional pain, which is, you know,
Yeah.
arguably worse. You know.
Yeah. Perhaps.
So, like, if we don't need to, we probably shouldn't do these things. Even if they were here for us to use, we don't need to anymore, and so we probably shouldn't anymore.
So my only question, and I don't mean to dive too further deep into it, but how is the nutritional value of a vegan diet?
Yeah, so you can be unhealthy and you can be healthy just like any other diet.
Any other
Like
diet.
you're gonna be either as healthy as everybody else or potentially more healthy, depending on what you eat. So if you're looking at protein, and like I said, Challenge 22, that is gonna be like, they have like dietitians on there. If you're really worried about nutrition, like you're kind of a big guy, so
Yeah, of course.
uh,
So my only gripe with that is every vegan that I've met, and I don't know, you have a sweater on, I can't really tell
Yeah.
your stature, but they're typically not physically robust. They typically lack strength, in my experience, just the people that I've met.
yeah.
And perhaps I am built different. Perhaps I am an anomaly for the general consensus.
Daniel,
of-
where's David serve in Brazil?
Rio de Janeiro. And so that's just my only gripe is, well, it seems good in theory, but like, how are you physically?
Yeah,
in your
so
health?
if you're worried about protein, so like, have you ever heard of seitan?
Seitan? No, sir.
Okay, so if you look at vital wheat gluten, it's the highest source of protein in the world. It comes from wheat. It's just like the gluten without the starch.
What are they? What kind of? What is that in normally? What kind
Flour.
of? It's okay. It's just flour.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like, if you look at flour, you know how it's like white? If you take all the white out, there's
Yeah.
gluten,
Okay.
right? And that gluten is the highest source of protein in the world, because it's just raw protein. You're not going to get a whole bunch of other nutrition out of it,
Yeah.
because it's just raw protein. But it's 75 grams per 100 grams of like gluten, right? So it's 75 grams of protein per 100 grams of vital nutrients. And so in need, it's like 25 grams per 100 grams. And then there's like TVP and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And there's a whole bunch of other sources
Yeah.
of like, because I'm not the biggest guy, but I do like look at the nutrition.
Yeah. Now, my question, or I guess only speaking out loud, would be: this seems like it could be possible in the Western world. Third world countries where I lived, I don't see that possible. How could that be possible?
So yeah, if you look at like the like more like cheaper places, like pretty much everywhere you go,
yeah.
it's always gonna be cheaper to buy rice, beans, lentils, and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which are still high in protein, like beans, rice, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I don't know where you're from, but you know, like anywhere in like South America or Central America, like beans are like a staple for protein.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
so like those are always going to be cheaper and more available. And if you even look at like Greenland, which is the least habitable place in the world for human civilization, they have like vegans there, and they're able to function.
Yeah.
So like pretty much everywhere you go where there's human civilization, it's possible to be vegan. Like I'm not saying like it's gonna be easy,
Yeah.
quote unquote. But
That-
like,
that was my only thing. That's my thing. Is that the last person that I knew was vegan, the most recent that I interacted with, I was living we're in a third world country, southeast Mexico, on the border of Guatemala and Mexico, and he struggled he struggled a lot to get a good source of nutrition for the amount of work that we were doing in the area. We're walking a lot. It's very, very hot, very, very low income for most people, and we kind of just given what we could. We were taking what we were given, and so it was just difficult for him. And I just witnessed it firsthand.
Sure.
And he had a big. And I condone him for having a good moral standards and very, very standing on his beliefs.
gotcha.
But he suffered a lot, certainly more than I did. So the way I looked at it, I was like, man, perhaps you're making a difference, perhaps not. I don't know if you're actually making a difference. What do you think? Do you think you're actually making a difference?
Well, so like because I do like multiple versions of like outreach and stuff like that. This is kind of the first time I'm doing this kind of outreach.
Cheers to you. Good.
Yeah, thanks. So what I've noticed is like the biggest difference that you can make is on an individual level, and that's you going vegan yourself. Like as far as changing the world, I'm unaware because people can say they're gonna go vegan and then don't, or they
Or give
go,
up.
yeah, or give up and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So as far as changing the world, I'm unaware, and I don't think there's gonna be any true like knowledge of that until time. You know,
Yeah, time will tell.
yeah, and so, but what I do notice with veganism and growing as a movement is there's a lot more alternatives available. There's a lot more vegan things out in the world. There's a
Yeah,
lot
Chipotle
more.
has like the soy thing, though. It has its own.
Yeah.
I go to Chipotle a lot.
Yeah, so if this wasn't like, if we were making a difference, there wouldn't be these changes happening.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be activists coming out here more regularly, you
Yeah.
know, like, and I'm not even the only activist. Like, there's a whole organization.
I bet. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a niche for every group in the world.
Yeah.
You can find a group. My only question would be, will you guys stop this exploitation of animal cruelty? Will that ever stop?
I mean, it's speculative, and I believe so, but
Think
you know,
it will stop?
Yeah, eventually. I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime or like my children's lifetime, but you know, like,
So then, what would happen with all of the animals?
so
just kinda-
as this gradual thing happens, because it's not going to happen at the flick
Of course
right.
not.
Right.
Maybe not in our lifetime, like you said.
Yeah. So as more people go vegan, there's going to be less demand for animal
course,
products.
of course.
And so as there's less demand, there's going to be less breeding. And that's where the root of it comes from. It's the breeding of animals that really,
So you say perhaps it comes back to the natural state.
yeah.
They kind of breed on their own, but then how do you suggest that we consume, or you suggest to never consume an animal again?
Yeah, not to the point of like where we're killing them for their food. Like, do I have an issue with somebody eating roadkill or like, you know, something like that? Like, I'm not going to skewer you or, you know, anything like that. Like, I'm not for it, but it's, you know, like, as long as you're not killing the individual.
Would you eat a cow if it died naturally?
No.
You wanna do it, why not?
Not personally.
Why is that? If your only
um,
problem is that it's being exploited,
Well,
damaged.
for me, it's like I have different reasons to not consume meat.
Oh, so you have health reasons to not consume meat.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't react to meat that well.
That and like I just also like feel that meat is gross now. You know, like as I've been a vegan longer, you know,
Fair.
like you know, I just don't have that need. You know, or that want, you know.
Of course.
It's just not a thing for me. Like I don't look at an animal as food anymore. Like,
Yeah.
and this is going to be different every time you ask a vegan, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether they, this is kind of where this is not really a vegan question. It's more of a personal question whether you're going to be okay with eating roadkill or not, right? But so where I get into is just the exploitation. That's where I draw the line of
Draw the
saying
line.
of right or wrong, right?
Okay.
And so
That's great.
one thing I do gotta ask you before we like end this
Yeah.
conversation is just when we put like humans into these situations, right? And I know you feel like there's a difference between humans and animals, and I'm not trying to say they're the equals or anything, but like all these situations that we put animals in, if it wasn't okay to put humans there, it's probably not going to be okay for the animal, right? That's why they struggle for their lives being in a slaughterhouse. That's why they, like, and so animals don't really view themselves as like this lesser being, right? That is okay to do this for us. They struggle for their lives and how they fight to, like they do. Like if you look into this, like when I say taking away the babies and they feel distress about this, farmers put themselves at risk all the time to do this because like the cows actually try to kill the farmers when they're ripping, like, so if this is the case, obviously these animals don't view themselves like these beings that are God put them on earth for us to use, right? So I just ask you, shouldn't that kind of be something that we should take into account whether or not we should or should not use these beings, you know? What do you think?
I think that is a point of view.
Okay.
Your point of view is they don't think this, and yeah, perhaps there are a lot of evidence of their emotional damage and such. And I think in nature, they get killed and their families get broken up all the time in nature. Random animals. So I think it's kind of your point of view where you're kind of thinking for them, and I'm not saying that I have a thought for them. I'm just saying I don't know what they think.
Okay.
I'm
I'm not saying you need to know what they think, but like based off of those, like that evidence, shouldn't we take that evidence in account when we're considering whether or not to use them for?
Perhaps. I mean, I said this at the beginning. I think there are better ways to do this. I don't think there needs to be this cruelty behind it. I do think that they are for our consumption. I just don't think that there is a need for the cruelty, for the torture, quote unquote.
Right.
And I think you and I could see on the same page on that. And I think that's where I'm agreeing with you the most, which is we don't need to torture and mistreat these animals. And I think nature, it should be a more natural course.
Do you think that there's like any way that we could kill them in a like? Do you think there's like a nice way to kill them or something like that? Is that what I'm understanding? Is that?
Well, the whole rape situation, like that sounds horrible. I don't know anything about it, but it just sounds like it's not necessary. Perhaps some people would tell me it is necessary. I don't know.
Well, so if we like were to, so the alternative to artificial insemination is forced breeding, which is putting two animals together and have them reproduce or like have sex repeatedly, right? And so this is actually known to be more painful for the cow because the bull has to mount the cow, and and it's like a constant like sex scenario, and so that causes a lot of discomfort for the cow. So even if it was like the forced breeding or the artificial insemination, like it's going to be uncomfortable. Again,
Hey, so you ever heard of putting music to plants, they grow and stuff? You ever heard about that?
yeah, so that is like response to stimuli.
Okay.
Versus like sentient response. Do you know the difference between the two?
Sentient, yes, I do. Sentient responds to feelings and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
how do you spell that? Sentient.
Sentient. It is
Sentient.
It is SENTIENT.
Okay, it's the difference between a sentinel is different, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I just wanted to say something. These have no feelings at all.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
But they're living creatures, right? You agree?
Yes.
I mean, they're living microorganisms that are alive.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I draw the line is sentience.
You feel healthier since you stopped eating meat?
Personally, yeah. But I, once you can be healthy, you can feel good, or you can feel like
it's all natural, food for the vegan, Stay away from meat and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's all natural. Like you can get artificial food being a vegan as well,
I don't know about the
baby friendly. So if you look at the American Dietetics and Nutrition, the American Academy of Dietetics and Nutrition, they'll state that like being a vegan like is good for all stages of life, from lactation all the way up to older
So it
adulthood.
is baby friendly.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't say give your baby like almond milk, for example. But if you are eating vegan and you're lactating and you're breastfeeding your
Yeah.
baby, it's healthy for your
But
baby.
I'm saying like if we were to follow that and your baby's starting solids, it's like how can I trust
Yes.
fake meat, you know?
Well,
Like, you know, for babies I think it's very essential that they have steak.
very. So what would that basis be on when you say like
All the nutrition that it adds. Like bone marrow,
Bone
like
marrow.
you can't get that from anywhere else.
yeah,
You
like
can't duplicate bone marrow.
you can't duplicate bone marrow, but you can duplicate the nutrition that you get from bone marrow.
So hold on. So he argued the other day that animals don't have feelings and they don't have compassion and they don't have.
I said that they're not very compassionate animals for the most part. I don't think I could.
No, that there was no
I
compassion.
think he was
in,
saying predators.
Yeah, predators.
Animals that kill other animals.
Yeah.
Don't typically show.
So what
Yeah,
about that?
Yeah, like
How about the animals eating other animals? Should we talk to them too
So
about not eating each other?
that's not really a vegan question. Like veganism is mostly how we, like
Oh,
as humans,
yeah.
treat animals.
Okay, but one of the ones that you worry about is the way the animal feels and what we're doing to it,
right.
the feelings.
Yeah.
So when another animal eats another animal, aren't they hurting their feelings?
Yeah. So if you were to ask me, like that would be a personal question,
Oh.
right? So like I have my opinions on this.
Yeah.
But like I don't
It's
want
just the
to.
humans doing it
Yeah. Like
because we're more rational than they are.
yeah, I'm more speaking on the behalf of veganism at the moment.
Right.
And so like if I were to say my opinion, that would
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Right.
And so
Is it a big organization? You said
Vegan-
Dominion and all that.
the Dominion,
Yeah.
Dominion is just a documentary on YouTube,
Right.
and it has about like
Yeah, but your organization.
my
Are you a
organization.
part of an organization?
No,
at all?
not currently, no.
Wow.
And
You should
so,
think about making one. You know.
yeah, so basically, I'm just doing everything solo.
Okay.
I'm trying to move to Sweden right at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then I'll
Cool.
be like doing more organization stuff.
sweet. Sweden's awesome. I've heard.
Yeah.
Well,
You're really civil.
Yeah.
yes, I know.
Sometimes
It's a
you see
pleasure to
stuff
meet
online,
you.
it's not civil.
Thank you so much for what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Axel, right?
Yeah,
Daniel Arcee.
nice to meet you.
Keep it going, Axel.
Yeah, we gotta get going.
Hey,
but
you've
cheers.
you strike a little bit of a spark in my head. I'm gonna start,
And that's the main
I'm
goal.
gonna start studying a little bit more.
All right.
He's
Thank
not gonna
you.
eat a burger today.
Hey guys, forget about that steakhouse.
All right, cheers.
Have a good one, guys. Okay, guys. How do you think that went? That was, a little surprised, but I don't know if they're from here, so it doesn't seem like they were, so I can't really say. Yeah, they had a pretty good conversation. They seemed very open-minded. They were more asking questions and stuff like that. It wasn't seem like they had a little bit of pushback. They had a little bit of questions. But yeah, I felt pretty good about that one. Surprisingly, that's just the first one though. We still got a whole lot to go. I am staying out until the phone dies, or until I can't do it anymore. But we're gonna try to stay out as long as possible. I don't have really a set time, but it's gonna be a while. I might even change locations to a more busy location because this is pretty quiet. But yeah, I felt like that went really good. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to keep my tripod from not flying in the wind because that was crazy. There we go. Now I got the charger going on and everything. Yeah, they even helped me with my tripod and helped me set everything back up. So yeah, they were pretty cool. And like he said, he's gonna look more into it, and that's all that we can really ask for. I told them Dominion and Challenge 22, and they said they were going to look into both of those. So, you know, I think that went rather well. And yeah, it's a little interesting doing everything by yourself, but you know, I'm used to it at this point. And yeah, I think we are gonna move locations up because it is way too. I'll just show you guys around. As you can see, like behind, there's like hardly any people, and then behind this way there is like nobody, and then inside it's still like it's busier. I can't go inside. I asked for permission. They said no, so I can't go inside the mall. I can only stay outside the mall, and especially with the sign because it's technically soliciting. But I might go to under the bridge where it's slightly more compact. I'm just a little worried about the music because there is music over there, so I might try to go to just like by the crosswalk or something. And when they were asking about plants, I was really thinking they were going to get into sentient plants, though, or plants' rights activism, but he didn't. He was just asking, like, what, like, do plants feel pain? And you know, he even acknowledged that, you know, like there is a difference between response to stimuli and sentient response. So that was actually really cool. I was rather impressed with that conversation altogether. But we're gonna switch locations real quick because it's too dead over here. Has there been any conversations in the chat? I'm kind of curious about that. Like, has there been any vegan trolls yet? Or non-vegan trolls, I should say. I should scroll up. One troll. Okay, good. As long as it doesn't get too much, and as long as we at least get some, that would be good. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna do this more. Might not be going down to Salt Lake per se, but I will be doing this more frequently because yeah, more. And then I will come down here once for like around Christmas time. But I might set up right here where it's now it's gonna be like that, and then I don't know, maybe. Is that all right? It's gonna try to get the temple in there. There we go. Now I can. Now it's having a little bit of support. So yeah. Maybe I'll just do like this. Maybe not. This tripod is so not built for the full standing. That's so lopsided now. Here, we'll do that. Do that, and then this was just busy. Where did everybody go? Oh man. Here, we're gonna find a place that is steadily busy. We will find it. We will figure this out. So we will figure it out. And I'm probably just gonna go by the bridge like I was gonna go to. And we'll just risk it and see if the music is too loud. I don't think it should be. And I don't think we should have too much of an issue because it's just a sideshow act.
Right here.
Oh yeah, this place is much more busy. This is good. And then I can we can do this. And then okay. What do you guys think? Is this a good area? Yeah, I think so too. Sick. You guys want to have a good conversation? You guys want to have a conversation? You guys want to have a conversation? I think I'm gonna keep going with the approach that I was going with, and then I'll try to be a little bit more assertive, and just kind of, go back and forth. That kind of play it like Chip a little bit, and then go on and just give it more and more stuff like that. Hi Daniel, how goes it? Looked like he was kind of talking. You want to have a conversation? You have social phobia. Hummus, if you want to get more comfortable with talking to people in public, I know Chip likes to help people out with that, and I would also be willing to help with that. That's another good reason for the Discord, like English help and stuff like that. So if that's something that you would be interested in, I'd be more than willing to help out. I'm not saying I'm the best, but, you know. It does get easier it does get easier after a while. And never underestimate the power of a sign. You know, people read the sign and it's still a secret. Conversations are half the battle, but signs are good too. You know, Chip, I think given how your mustache is turning out, I think it would be a terrible thing for you to cut that mustache off. Leave a like if Chip should continue growing his mustache. You guys want to have a conversation?
That's all right. Thank you.
This place is more busy, but less people are willing to have a conversation. I lucked out with that one good conversation. You're gonna need to trim a couple of times. Trimming is okay, but that only makes it look better. You guys want to have a conversation? Maybe I could flip it around and just have an open conversation like this and then flip it around. We'll try that. We'll try a couple of them like that. Hi, do you guys want to have a conversation? we're gonna try it. It could be a tactic, and then flipping it. Yeah. It's funny how full this place was, and then once you notice, like you're standing here, people start to like magnetize to the other side. It's fun. You see what I mean? Like people like purposely walk away. It's funny. I think it's because they're like so used to people selling the stuff. Just like you guys want to have a conversation? I usually wait until they make eye contact, and then I ask the question. It might not be here. It might have disconnected when it fell. Nope, it disconnected. Okay. Hold up. Okay, so the mic disconnected when it fell. Oops. That sucks. The whole first conversation wasn't even on the mic. That's terrible. Oh well. I might go back to the other side because it wasn't as crowded, but people were more willing to talk, so I might go back to the other side. Do you guys want to have a conversation? Okay, at least it was clear. As long as it was clear, that's all that really matters. Since nobody's wanting to have the conversation, I might as well have them read the sign. This is, and then I'll go to the other side. There you go. There's the sign. Yeah, nobody's wanting to really have the conversation anyway, so. We had one good conversation, Adam. Yeah, I think the other side, even though it was less crowded, it was better. We're gonna try another location here pretty soon. I'm not giving up just yet, but we'll try another location. Do you want to have a conversation? Okay. The face that person gave me. I wish I would have gotten caught on camera. Oh, that was too funny. Yeah, we're gonna switch locations. Yeah, we'll go like right here, and then is that music too loud? I don't think that is the case. If the music's too loud, I'll move somewhere else. Or okay, here's what we'll try. We'll try this. Okay, the background, that should be better. Is that better? Okay. All right. We'll move. We'll move. We'll we'll probably go on the other. We'll probably go on the other side. Yeah, it was loud for me too. I don't think I was gonna get any good conversations because that was. I wonder if he has a permit or if he's just like going for it. We can try the crossing walk too by Starbucks. We can give it a try and see how people are willing to talk over there. Just try all these Yeah, it was loud for me too. Like that dude is playing a little too loud. We'll try. You can still hear the music. I can still hear the music. Yes. Okay. It's a little warmer here anyway. And it's funny how like every place that I go, it's like looks crowded and then I move there and then it's not crowded anymore. I should just stay put and wait and see if it becomes crowded or not. He has his earphones in. Apparently, UARC is supposed to come later. Um, so that might be interesting. I might actually help them out when they get here. But I don't know. That was just something that I heard today when I was at the vegan diner. And so I don't know if that's actually the case, but that will be cool if they do show up today. Do you guys want to have a conversation? It would have been funny to talk to them. They were. That's true. The cars do see. Yeah, like I figured like seeds planted versus like conversations. I don't know. We're gonna probably go back to the main area where there's a lot of people, and then it'd be cool to talk to the cop too. Maybe I'll go to the police. Should we try to go talk to them? Because they're over there. Should we try to go? No. I got one no and one yes. All right, we're going to go talk to him. Save. Saved. I saved it. This tripod is terrible. the it is a selfie stick and everything. It's great, but a tripod, like, man, it's so finicky. Yeah, there's like 4 cops over there. Well, no, I'm not gonna use the sign. It's gonna be a blank sign. I don't think they have a like. I don't think it's a problem for them to have like state their personal opinions while on duty. I think that's only the military. I don't think that's a police thing. Do you mind if I ask you guys a few questions? Is that okay?
Sorry, we can't do.
Depends on what you mean.
Yeah, I can't do media.
What was that?
Who are you?
Oh, I was just asking questions. I'm just doing asking questions how people feel about animals and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we don't really do that those kind of interviews on duty.
Okay.
I don't get my personal views on duty, but
Okay.
you can talk to watch commander if you want.
What-
They're the ones our watch commanders deal with the media and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't. I'm
Um,
just a lowly nobody, brother.
do I just go to the?
You can just call dispatch 799-3000.
Okay.
3000.
Is there like a?
Just
Can
say,
I
talk
can I go to
watch
your guys' station or anything like that and talk to them?
I don't know if we're open right now. What are your what kind of questions do you have again?
I'm just a vegan activist, dude. Like I
You were
just
asking questions about animals, is that
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm just an animal
So
rights
you want to interview
activist.
with the police, or you want to interview just with anybody?
Anybody, but I was just kind of curious to interview with the police as well and see how they feel.
If I was off duty, brother, I'd be happy to talk to you. But yeah, on duty, we kind of have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have
for
our
sure.
policies and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
If you really wanted to talk to a watch commander, you could just call and say, I'm
Yeah,
a vegan
yeah.
activist and I wanted to interview a police officer. Can I talk to a watch commander?
Sure.
And they'll kick you through the one.
Okay.
If you really wanted to.
Yeah.
You might have better luck just like talking to people.
Yeah, yeah. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Well, there's that. We tried. One thing I want to try eventually. One thing I want to try eventually is I actually. Is I actually want to go to vegan restaurants and actually see how many people are vegan, how many of them are activists, of how many of them want to go into get into activism and stuff like that. Yeah. Utah police are pretty nice, actually, for the most part, especially in Salt Lake. Other cities, not so much, like West Valley. They're not so nice. But how is the music from this side? Because this is what the original plan was, is to come over here. Is is the music too loud still? I mean, he's not really playing, so you guys can't tell, but the background noise is annoying. I can try the Okay, so I turned on the strong noise cancellation. Is that better? Is it? Because now it's on like strong noise cancellation, so you guys shouldn't hear too much in the background now. No, I am in Utah, USA. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Maybe. No, that's not gonna stand any good, any better. Okay. Maybe I won't stay as long as I thought. We'll see. We'll see how much longer we're gonna stay. I'm gonna have to fix this stuff. Ooh, God, that thing scares me so much. This tripod scares me. Eventually, I'll be able to afford a better one. We'll see, though. This will be the last place that we try. And if it doesn't, if we don't get another, if we don't have like a, if we don't get any like conversations, good or bad, within the next little bit, we'll just call it a day.
Blue Line train, Salt Lake Central.
Yeah, I will. Do you want to have a conversation? Okay. It's so weird how they nod yes, but don't have the conversation. Like it's, I fucking hate these people. Like they nod yes and like give me a thumbs up, but then keep walking. There's some people looking from the inside. This might be the better one because there's people standing out there or in there looking at the sign. This is true. I should go to a restaurant. That or the skate park. Because I'm going to try the skate park like in the next couple of days. I want to try the skate park. But yeah, I didn't bring sugar because I know sugar. Like once somebody would get heated in a conversation, sugar would not like that. She doesn't like aggression a whole lot. So the moment somebody gets aggressive, she would uh she would start to say something about that. In lack of better words. Do you want to have a conversation? He looked like he wanted to have a conversation. That's the weirdest part. Is they look like they want to talk, but then they don't. We'll give it the once we hit 77 minutes. And if we don't have a conversation by that time, we'll
This is a green line train. Salt Lake International Airport.
I think it's because people are so here. Like, well, Chip. The thing is I was gonna print the social experiment sign, but here's the thing, Chip. Okay, here's the thing. You were busy while I was trying to get the PDF, so I had a limited. I had the PDFs that Kale sent me, and I needed to get started. So so it was too late. I was waiting on you so I could get your sign, and yeah. But I did want your sign. I did want the social experiment sign. But it is what it is. We'll get conversations with this. Just not here. I don't think it's gonna happen. And I would go closer to this door. However, that's closer to the music, and it's too like I don't want to mess with the music. So we're gonna call it a seed plant day. We had one good conversation, and then I'll go to like a more area where people are willing to have conversations, like the skate park, because I guarantee you I'll have more conversations there. Like at the skate park, there will be a whole lot of people that are willing to talk and have conversation there, because that's where it's like a more social area, and it's more social inside the mall than it is outside the mall. It's kind of cold. People are wanting to get inside. It's not very warm, so people are kind of cold at the moment. And I don't know. These are just my theories or my hypotheses. Do you guys want to have a conversation? Okay, so we are going to call it. We're at 80 minutes now. We had one good conversation, and that was a surprisingly good conversation. So, you know what? I'll settle with that because they all said that they were going to look into it more. Um, and, that was like really cool. So, I think we're going to call it. I'm going to go up to my mom's work and then we will. I'll probably go to like a skate park or something like that the next time. It is a lot less crowded than I thought it was going to be anyway. Like, it's so dead for how it should be at this time. It's so weird. Um, yeah. So I'm going to give one message before I leave. We're going to try a new thing. Every time I do these live streams, I'm going to leave with a message. Okay? And the message is that we don't need to exploit animals. We don't need animals' milk. We don't need animals' fur. We don't need animals' meat to be in our stomachs. We don't need to test on animals. We don't need to use animals for entertainment. So we shouldn't use animals. For any of these reasons, we should be vegan. And you guys can't prove me wrong. Because it is already factually proven that we don't need to do these things. So go vegan. And with that, I love you all, unless you're not vegan. If you're not vegan, you're a basic ass bitch. Don't be basic, be vegan. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.